Yeah. So what I've been doing is a single, add on 5 pounds.
Oh, nice.
Until you can't. And this is like one of these things for me. It's like, as long as I can do 50 pounds or more,
nice.
I feel like I have the upper body strength for it. And I like the chin up. I think, I mean, one, I'm stronger this way, but something about getting in tight like that feels nice.
Yeah, I've always sucked at chin-ups and pull-ups, so this is good for me. And then especially just committing to like 1 rep.
Yeah,
is kind of great.
It's fun. It's fun to like max out on like silly lifts, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it presents a different type of challenge that you're normally used to.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we can do. We'll add 10 pounds to start, see how that works. Wait, this is 10, right? It's got to be close. Oh, 3.8. We'll go 8 pounds.
Probably just loop it through that way, right?
There we go. Look at that.
Clippy poo.
Yeah, so I've
never even done a weighted pull-up, so this is the first time ever.
Really? You never done a weighted pull-up?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I've always sunk at pull-ups, so I've never even thought to
add weight. Yeah.
But adding weight actually makes a lot of sense, especially because I can handle like 3 to 5 reps.
The way that I view these two, it's almost like I'm pulling horizontally, and I know, because like I want to think about like it's here above me, and I want to go like, you know, like turn like that to it, and just see how explosive I can get. And really, it's just a nice test to have, you know.
Nice. It's good you're able to get your chest up there. The CrossFitters would be proud of you.
Yeah. See, that's another one, man. Oh, wait, look at this right behind you.
Oh,
this is actually a better setup. I kind of like that one better. Yeah, CrossFit's another one where, man, in certain instances, it is fantastic. I've had some of the greatest workouts of my life have been in CrossFit classes.
The physiques that people get from it.
Wow. Of course. And a lot of what CrossFit really stands for is like, why rest when you don't need to? And the idea is like, okay, you're changing the main variable in CrossFit is rest. That's the one that they're operating on.
Right.
And when they start messing with rest and load, that's when you get into trouble, right?
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of being like, because I've done workouts in CrossFit where it's like, run 400 meter, 5 strict pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and do as many rounds as you can of that in 20 minutes. And the idea is like, okay, well, what if you were in a gym, you did a 400 meter run, you did 5 strict pull-ups, and you did 10 push-ups.
Deadly.
And you took as much rest as you wanted in between all of those reps. And every rep was the same, right? Now you do that in a CrossFit workout, and you did double the amount of work.
Right.
Simply because in your brain, you're operating on this like mantra of why rest when I don't have to. And I think that's an important part of CrossFit.
Getting in a lot more work in less time. And
yes.
Stuff like that.
But it, like I said, it runs into problems when you start manipulating too many variables.
Yeah, maybe,
technique and less rest and whatever. That's why High Rocks is so successful, because it's low technique, low load, and all you're doing is managing rest. All right, so we're a little heavier now. There we go. We'll go on this side. Nice.
I think that's like 18 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, I feel good.
Good. You have a PR on this?
I do. It's like 80 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. Maybe I can get it today. I don't know. But this is my like big checklist upper body movement.
I dig it.
The weighted chin.
I love when people have a thing, you know, like
it is so my thing, man. It's
so many podcasts we do. There's like the guy just comes in, he's got a thing, and he does like the rope.
Yeah.
You know, a guy comes in and he juggles kettlebells. And you're like, okay, this is the thing. You get hyped up about it. It's exciting. But I think everyone's right. I think there's a lot of different modalities you can do.
That was one of the more recent videos I made. Eric Bugenhagen was on.
What a great name.
Yeah. Boogs. He was on
Bugenhagen?
Bugenhagen.
Wow.
You don't know who Eric Bugenhagen is?
I know who he is, but I just said, what a stud name.
So he was on the Elite FTS podcast, and he was like, man, so many people want to get into the gym. They want to get the best program. They want to get all this stuff. He goes, fuck all that. Pick one exercise and hammer it.
Yeah.
And I have never resonated with something more, period. I had to make a video on it. If you get a guy who learns how to squat, like just get low and stand. Now he holds a kettlebell in the front, because that's like my favorite, the goblet. Get low and stand. Do any version of that exact movement for an hour and leave the gym. Your legs will get stronger. For an unfit person, you will have a better understanding of your legs and your body in space than you did before. And if you came into the gym and you worried about 5, 10 different exercises, stopping what you're doing, moving to the next thing, watching a YouTube video, making sure you do it the correct way, you're not going to get in the best workout, and you're going to quit.
Right.
And that's the key, is we don't want people to quit. So if you came into the gym and you're like, I'm just going to do weighted chin-ups for an hour, I'd be like, hell yeah, that's a great workout. That's a great workout.
It's so much easier to concentrate on that one thing.
Yep. And now when you do that with enough exercises, now you can start playing. Now you can have fun. And now the gym is a pit stop. I call the gym a pit stop for me. You know, it's not my game. It's just the pit stop of my life. And I have to fucking get it every day.
Something along the way. We want to add weight?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Boing.
Let's add some weight. 18 to 30, is that too big?
Yeah, no, that's good. We'll do that. Don't want to waste time.
You could connect in the middle here on this one.
Right through center.
Here we go. Yeah, he does really well. It's insane what people can do with their YouTube channel.
I know. Well, I mean, knowing Chris, it's been ridiculous watching that guy.
Yep.
You got chalk?
We don't have any chalk.
All right, well.
Got to go raw.
Going raw, baby.
I put on my weighted dip belt just like everybody else. One pant leg at a time. You know what's great is that everything I've done so far today is a PR. I've never done this before.
Oh, wow. That was like the fastest one yet.
Oh, no.
Okay, so should we just keep adding these weird little things?
Yeah, do you want to just put a smaller one in there? Add it to the mix?
So that's an additional 38 pounds. Okay. I got such long arms.
Yep. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Fucking monster.
We're doing it.
But I got long arms. I can't lift because I'm tall. I can't. How many times do you hear that excuse from people? And you're like, yo.
Yeah, no,
like,
don't even fucking talk to me,
bro.
Like, don't talk to me.
My wingspan.
Yeah, don't talk to me about weightlifting.
What's your ape index?
7 or 6'7".
6'7"?
6'7", 6'4".
It's wild.
Yeah, long arms. That's why I've always been good at the
best
deadlift.
Bench?
316. I added a pound on.
Nice.
So I did 315, and that was my biggest, and then I just added a pound.
And then clean snatch?
Best snatch, 315 pounds, so 143. Best clean was 180 kilos, which is 396. Best clean and jerk was 176, which I don't know what it is. It's like 380 something.
Deadlift?
Deadlift was 660.
Nice.
So 300 kilos.
So see, a lot of people, they think when they're tall, like, first of all, they think they can't be strong. That's definitely not true. And then sometimes people are like, well, deadlift, I got to lift it. So, but you just heard him say.
Yeah. Got long arms, though. I mean, that's
like, yeah, it's helpful. Longer arms, maybe.
But I also just trained like a psycho, dude.
Maybe bigger hands, whatever. But you just train with what you got. I mean, you can't be Ed Cohn height, right? Like, you're just the height you are.
One of the big motivational things for me was this guy, Jack White from the White Stripes. And he said, nothing good ever came out of convenience. And that may not be completely true, but his idea was like, if you want to make something good, you got to show people the effort that you put in to make it. And he's like, so I started doing things like, I'd be on stage and my picks, if I dropped a pick, I'd put my picks on the amp over here. I wouldn't have it on my mic stand. So fuck, I got to play without a pick now. And then I got to go grab a pick over here and I got to come back. And people can see how much I care and they see me sweat and they see me work. And the product that they get is much better because of that. And so I've always been motivated by like, oh, you're so tall. How do you lift that weight? It's like, this is what I love.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a little obstacle.
Yes.
But you also have advantages, you know?
Of course. There's always, Thor and there are very tall lifters. But they made a decision to, one, take a lot of steroids.
Yeah.
And two, gain a lot of weight. And I, when it came down to be time for me to gain a lot of weight, I was 30 years old and I was already 265 pounds. Am I really going to be 35 years old and 300 pounds and like...
Okay. Yeah, for your height, you have to be 300 pounds.
Have to.
If you want to go all in. You want to go all in on
Yes.
I mean, I guess you can make a small argument as...
And
if you already lifted much heavier weight, then you wouldn't need to gain weight. But for most people, most of the time, they're going to need to weigh around 300 pounds when they're your height.
Yes. And I was never the strong guy in class. I was never, but I did want to see how far I could go. Okay, so I just added in 18 pounds. So we got 48 pounds plus 8 pounds, 56 pounds. Woo! All right. 56 pounds. So again, now we're at the limit of like, if I can do over 50 pounds, I'm good.
All right.
That's the goal.
There you go. Come on, Zach. Nice.
Yeah.
Feel really clean too. Getting your whole body up there.
I try to do like as much range of motion, and then when it starts getting heavier, I chin is the only thing that I want.
Yeah.
Well,
if you did this years ago, it'd be like which chin, like the double chin, the second chin, third chin. I remember when I was benching, I had like 4 or 5 chins going on.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm starting to fall short of the range of motion, but
yeah. Is that like a limiting in mobility?
Yeah, some of it's mobility, but it also at this point it's just strength too. I was able to pull myself up a little higher with the lighter.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're getting down to the wire here.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
All right, here we go. So now I've added on 8 pounds to that. 64 pounds. We are getting there, Mark.
Yep.
Okay.
64 pounder. Yes, sir. Oh, made a big comeback on that one.
Yeah. I don't know. There's parts where I'm weak, and then at the end, I think I'm usually
that was sick.
64. Okay. All right, you got this? I'm going to try it. It's actually turned out to be a really nice weight belt.
Whoa. This is like a test of your ass, your glutes.
Yeah, if you don't...
if you don't have any glutes to hang it off of, then you're screwed.
Come on. Come on, Mark. Big go. Go.
I don't think I quite got there, but...
Close.
It was a pull.
It's close.
Let me try without to kind of see the contrast.
Empty?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do some sets here. Just empty now.
Unload.
Just feel.
Unloaded. That felt amazing though. It's good to know that my biceps held up. I haven't really done anything crazy heavy with them in a while.
Yeah. And on these, I love relaxing and letting my shoulders.
Yeah, that's a big problem for me. Is my arm? It doesn't want to relax. It wants to stay stuck in there.
Yeah, and that's like
I get used to it.
Just enjoy that.
Yeah,
it's another challenge. It's kind of fun.
Yep, I agree. But almost like you're pushing the bar away from you a bit, huh?
Yeah.
What a great buildup of your... this is just a different movement than anything else you do in the gym. It just feels like very ligament and tendon E.
Yes. And that was,
I guess body weight exercises in general and plyos.
my process with teaching the squat is to kind of start from that place and start very light. And what people don't realize is like, I always call them like fight squats. So people learn the back squat and they always throw 20 kilos on each side or 45s on each side. And then they do this thing called a fight squat where it's just.
And they make the face right away. Yeah.
They make the face. And I go, what muscles did they use? And they're like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
It just kind of feels shitty. And I was like, okay, that's not the best way to learn the squat. My favorite way to learn the squat is just to learn how to like sit, learn how to relax. Okay, right now my heels kind of like come off the floor, but once I get loose, they go on the floor, you know? And so once I figure out, okay, that's the position I can get into, it's okay, get down there. Oh, my back's a little round. It's okay, just get down there. And just keep doing stuff like that. Just keep going, keep going. Okay, now you grab a kettlebell.
Almost like trying to make it springy a little bit. Just like getting yourself to a point.
It's more, the idea is like the movement starts from down there. It doesn't start from up here.
I got you.
And the reason people hate that is because like, what about posture? What about this? It's like, you'll be okay. Like we're starting really light, remember.
Yeah, anyone can get up out of a chair. And that's a version of a squat.
Yeah.
Maybe
and
just
so,
go lower.
So you just find that spot. Okay, we're here, we're good, we can stand. Now I've got my implement. Okay, now we put the bar on the back. Okay, it takes a little bit more mobility and ability to keep everything open. And I say, don't even worry. Don't worry about your chest coming down. I just need you to hit that same spot, no matter what. And what's wild is, a lot of times they hit that full depth squat and then they're like, oh, my back was terrible. And then we watch the video back and it wasn't bad.
Right.
It wasn't bad. So now what are they're learning this squat in such a full range of motion. Like I did it with my buddy who's super jacked bodybuilder. And I was like, let's do a leg day together. He's like, cool, what do you want to do? I'm like, let's squat. He goes, no, I don't squat, bro. I'm like, you don't squat? He's like a baseball player.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, it just feels so weird. I go, oh, this is perfect. Because this has exactly been my thesis forever. I take him through what I just told you. Within 15 minutes, he's squatting 315 pounds, full ass depth. And he comes up, he's like, bro, I have not squatted that in a decade. I have not felt my legs like that on a squat in a decade. And I go, it's only because the idea is teaching the bottom. Teach the bottom. Sink, sink, sink. Relax, relax, relax.
I'm trying to do some version of a perfect squat that's probably not realistic.
Yeah, this. If I go like this and I go squat perfectly, they're going to fucking hate it. And that's the first thing anyone says. Chest up, hips back, weight on the heels, this. And it's
especially
always,
when you're coaching too, because they kind of side eye you and they're
and they're just like, they don't know what to fucking do. My thing is just like, go to the bottom, hang out there, see what happens. And then we just build from there. And then next thing you know, this jack dude is back squatting 315. He's like, I love the back squat now. You know? And this for me has always been my biggest issue with coaches who just go, don't back squat. In fact, the back squat's probably bad for you because your limbs aren't good for it, or this isn't good for it, this isn't good for it.
Takes too long to learn.
Yeah, it takes too much skill, all this shit. And what you're doing is telling these people who haven't done the full assessment, they haven't run the full gamut of tests on the squat, you're telling them to never implement one of the greatest fucking movements out there. The back squat changed my life for better. The front squat, whatever. The squat in general has changed my life completely. My posture, my bone density, just my overall general health. And if somebody came up to me and was like, you can just get on a leg press. In fact, the back squat's bad for you. Look at how long your femurs are. They're not good. My life would be not as good, I don't think.
Right.
You know?
Leg pressing your way through life.
Yeah.
No
let's do a couple more sets just of like 5 to 10 and then.
There's no way to live. Leg pressing.
But here's the thing, dude. I love the leg press. You know? I love it.
Yeah, leg press is dope. Great movement. Nice. I saw Cam Haines' son.
Yeah, Truett Haynes.
Doing those crazy amount of pull-ups. I forget how many he did, but he did.
It's essentially an ultra marathon with your upper body. That's what he's doing. You know,
That's gotta hurt.
I would love to see untrained how many I could get in a day, and just the mental battle it would take me on.
The like rhabdo and shit that you might get, and
Yeah,
the hands get all gnarly.
yeah, and it's just, I think I could be okay without rhabdo. I think I wouldn't get it because I train enough pull-ups as is, but I think the just mental toll. I cannot believe, like, again, it's
Doing anything that long would be hard. It'd be hard.
Walking.
It'd be hard to hit it. Yeah.
Walking.
Yeah. I did.
fucking walking that long, bro.
Yeah, I did 50 miles one time, 100,000 steps. He and I did it. It melted
Without
us.
stopping.
We stopped.
Did you sit down?
We would stop and sit down and all that. And
How hard was it to stand back up?
It was impossible.
Yeah, to be like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I do 15 to 20,000. I break that up in 3 sessions at minimum.
100,000 steps is the hardest thing I've ever done. Give you an idea how difficult it is.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I want to
100,000
try
steps
that shit.
with breaks. Like we took probably, I don't know, 10 or 20 breaks during it. Took us like 16 hours, I think.
So 50 miles?
Yeah.
Wait, that's actually, why is this blowing my mind? That is really interesting, man. Here's a good one.
It doesn't sound.
It sounds bad because I know what 20 is.
It doesn't sound
but
crazy.
it doesn't sound. It doesn't sound
Dude,
like.
it was debilitating. I mean, we were messed
Yeah.
up for 3 or 4 days.
I believe it, bro. I genuinely, I'm not doubting you at all.
It was rough.
And I wouldn't go into this being like, I could fucking do that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not an idiot like that.
My son put me up to it. I was like,
What do you think? It's totally off topic, but I was thinking about, like, what drug or steroid, not that you miss, but you were taken, and maybe you took it for the first time and you were like flying. What, and that feeling, what was like the most intense feeling of, and I want to like make sure this is correct, like either like anger, joy, intensity all at once.
yeah, I mean, sometimes just the amount, sometimes just the amount that you took would make it feel like you could just like snap a barbell in half. Like this extreme empowerment.
Yeah.
Like times 1,000.
And so you could just feel that with just what, testosterone, if you just like add in more dosage, or were there certain compounds that if you took a lot, you'd be like,
Well, obviously there's stuff like Tren, which is really,
super intense.
like hyper anabolic, very, very intense, and anabolic and androgenic. And it just, it can kind of turn you into a monster. I didn't end up with a lot of the sides that some people had where they were like sweating and not sleeping and real angry. I didn't personally notice those. Maybe other people around me did. But yeah, I didn't notice a lot of irritability with it and stuff like that. But just a huge change in your strength. I mean, I think for nearly every drug that you take, I think there's a natural way to elicit these things from your body. So you probably had some days where you're lifting.
and you're just like, oh, I'm the fucking man right now.
Yeah, or you're like, fuck you, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
go and fucking do this.
Yeah.
Do this and be awesome with it. And like, not only blow your own mind on what you could do, but the guys in the room, like, they're like, holy shit, man, what happened on it? And you don't even know. Steroids can, I think drugs in general can take you to places you otherwise would have trouble getting to.
Yeah. And I think that,
not that you can't get there at all,
yes.
but it's harder to get there.
I think also what's really important in the sport of weightlifting is minimums. And what minimums means is more of like, what can you do with your eyes closed?
Right.
What can you do every day, no matter what? And if your minimum is better than most of the field's, not maximum, but like mid-range, you're likely going to be champion. The rest, so like, you have to, this is where competition is crazy. Ilya Ilyin is like one of the best competitors in the sport, because every time he competed, it was close. Sometimes he smashed dudes, but like, he had some good competitions and he would always pull out. It's not because he did more steroids. It's because there's something up here where he had to fight. However, if there was he's gonna beat the middle of the pack. He might even medal with a bad performance because of the steroids. Or, you know, if take that versus somebody who's natural, if that makes sense. It's like you raise your minimum. That's the main thing. You raise what you can consistently do without trying. And then the rest is just how big of a fucking dog you are.
Well, steroids, I mean, they're going to make you stronger. But on top of making you stronger, they'll allow you to handle more volume. And we know how critical volume is to anything.
Yeah.
You know, if you could sing, you know, 12 hours a day and it was of little consequence to you, it's exactly what you're pointing out. Eliud Kipchoge, the greatest marathon runner of all time, they say that it barely registers that he's even doing an exercise when he's
running. Yeah.
When he's just doing normal training, like running.
Yeah. So like a 5-minute pace for him is like really, really low.
So he runs at like 13 miles an hour. He does like a 4:30 pace. And it would be the equivalent of 100 laps.
Oh.
He
We're
did a
just
pull-up
doing
with
chin-ups till the sun comes.
He did a chin-up with like 70 pounds.
I gotta do this weird split stance because of this pull.
Something popped in my back that feels amazing.
Just to
Sort
get
of
out there.
chiropractic activity.
This?
I got a good pop in my back from one of those sets.
Yeah.
Felt
And
really
like,
good.
it's really good, man. You should get into this for a
I'll
couple weeks.
I'll start fucking with it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And I'll be honest, the main reason I started doing, did it pop?
Yeah, well, my shoulder's all messed up.
Yeah. So the reason I started doing chins instead of pull-ups, because I've always done pull-ups, I started doing chins just because I was stronger there. And I wanted to see how much weight I could lift.
Made it a little easier.
So now that's become my thing to do. So that's like, it's not more optimal, I don't think.
Right.
It's just more fun.
Are you still doing like